Hi, second grade. I am on the floor in my hallway getting ready to measure the length of the hallway. Our target this week is I can measure length in yards and meters. And lucky us, we have a tool to measure yards. It is our first string that we cut. I am going to take the end of my string to the very end of my hallway and measure it. I'm going to measure the hallway. I'm going to start with my string, and when that runs out, I'll put my finger there and put the end of my string where my finger was, and I'm going to keep doing that until I find out how many yards long my hallway is. And then I plan to write it right here where it says yards on page 3 in my math book. It asks me about feet, which I think I'll do later. I want to start with yards. And when I find out how many strings it took, I'm going to put it here because that will tell me how many yards it is. And then I'm going to take my other string that I made with you. You made one too. It is a meter. It has 100 centimeters in it, and we will measure that next. And when we discover what it is, we will write it right in this box and how many meters there were. Are you with me? Okay, come back with your yard string. Take a few seconds and go get that. Great. Now, I'm just going to model for you measuring my hallway, and we will go from there. Here we go. Measuring the length of the hallway in yards. So I'm going to take my string to the very, very end of my hallway. I'm putting the very end of my string at the end of the hallway and smoothing and stretching the string out without moving it from the end of the hallway. Now I'm taking my finger and putting it at the end of my yard string so that I know where to bring the beginning of my string to. I have 1 yard. Let's go ahead and bring our string down to our finger. Yard number 2, stretching it out. Oh, this is so much fun. I have a prediction that my hallway is going to be a little more than 3 yards. That is yard number 2. I'm putting my finger at the end of where that string is for yard number 2, and I'm going to bring my string back down and touch it right, the end right to my finger. That is my marking spot of where my last string ended. 2 yards. This is yard number 3. Oh, my prediction is looking correct. And I'm going to put my finger at the end of that, and I can see that there is some space left between my finger and the end of my hallway. So I need 3 yards plus part of a 4th yard. So I'm going to put 3 yards, okay? On math page 3, there's these little gray boxes at the top. It says yards, and I needed 3 yards plus a little more, right? But the closest yard was 3 yards. I wonder how many yards long your hallway will be. It's time to get our centimeter string. Meet me here with your meter. When I say centimeter, I mean 100 centimeters, which made a meter. Go get your string that is the other color. Great. Let's go ahead and take our yard string and put it away now. And take out our centimeter string. It should be a little bit longer, remember, than your yard. And we are going to measure how long the hallway is in centimeters this time. And we will write here in this box, right next to this box, how many strings it took. It took 3 strings, 3 yards, plus a little more. And now we'll find out how many meters it takes to get all the way across my hallway. Are you with me? Here we go. I'm going to demonstrate back here, make sure we've got, okay, great. Glad I can scoot so easily on this hallway floor. Go ahead and take the end of your meter your meter string and do just like you did with your yard. Put it all the way against the end of your hallway. Then smooth out your meter and place your finger where the meter ends. Good. Now you can move your string up to where your finger is and say 1 meter. That was 1. Line it up with the tip of your finger. Smooth it out for meter number 2. And put your finger at the end. And put your finger right at the end and bring your string forward again for meter number 3. Smoothing it out. Is anyone surprised that meter number 3 was able to make the whole distance, the whole length of my hallway? Almost exactly. Okay, so we're going to write that in our handy dandy math page 3 where it says meters. It took 3 meters. Almost exactly. 3 meters. So it might be important up here at yards for us to put in parentheses, plus a little more, because we know that the yard is a little bit shorter than the meter. I hope you had a great time today measuring meters and yards. In class this week, we will find out what that means for feet. In the meantime, if you want to get your ruler out and just measure from the end of your hallway from one end to the other, you can tell us how many feet there are. There are some other ways for us to figure that out without actually using our ruler. I hope you had a lot of fun today as we used our yard and our meter, and we explored how I can measure length in yards and meters. This has been Mrs. Decker on the floor of her hallway doing math with you.